Hi everyone, my name is Noreen Barkat and I'm a Pakistani human rights activist. Today, once again, we must talk about blasphemy laws. As in Islamic countries, almost all over the world, there are blasphemy laws. Blasphemy actually means saying something against God, but in Islamic countries, blasphemy means saying something against Islam or saying something against Quran or saying something against the companions of Muhammad. So, first of all, to be clear, there used to be blasphemy laws in the Christian world which have been abolished since almost since centuries, but Islam has taken it over, and of course, even though Muhammad is not God, according to the Islamic faith, still they take blasphemy laws for Muhammad. So there are as said before, almost in all the Islamic countries there are blasphemy laws, but Islamic laws in Pakistan, the blasphemy laws in Pakistan are just like they are used so often, just as if you would say like you just go shopping as often, and that often they might be using blasphemy laws in Pakistan. And even though the Pakistani government says that there are only 3% of non-Muslims in Pakistan, but almost all those who get accused of blasphemy are non-Muslims, and there is only a very small minority of Muslims who get accused of blasphemy laws. That much, first of all, to being fair. And why does that happen every now and then, that almost every month or every second month there is someone, a non-Muslim, or especially mostly it's Christian person, who gets accused of having committed blasphemy against Muhammad or against the Quran or against the companions of Muhammad. It's just only to intimidate non-Muslims to always stand in awe of the Muslims and to stay fearful or afraid of the Muslims. Just intimidation. But this intimidation doesn't happen only through some stupid Muslims. No, the government and the Pakistani law supports this intimidation. And whenever anyone just says like, oh, I think he said something against the mother of Prophet Muhammad, the Pakistani police is very active and comes and arrests the person. Just like in the case of Pastor Zafar Bhatti. A few days ago, I made a video about, a small video about Pastor Zafar Bhatti, and some people asked me about more details. So the case of Pastor Zafar Bhatti is also not very complicated. It's not very long either. It's just actually was a very low profile pastor coming from Karachi, grew up in Karachi, but came to Islamabad for looking for a job, and he had also a small NGO which wasn't very successful or wasn't famous either, but they were doing some good work for some Christians over in Islamabad. And as the mullahs, they never want to see any Christians prospering or being happy. They wanted to stop their work, and the best way to stop the work of Pastor Zafar Bhatti was to accuse Pastor Zafar Bhatti of having committed blasphemy against Muhammad. And the way they accuse him is that their claim was that Pastor Zafar Bhatti has committed blasphemy against the mother of Muhammad, via SMS. So this is extremely strange or special and even funny. How can you commit blasphemy via SMS? And especially in this modern world, when this incident happened, it was 2012. And already long before 2012, there were enough softwares through which you could hijack number of someone else, or you could send text message in someone else's number, with someone else's number without their knowledge. So the Pakistani court hasn't done any verification or no forensic at all if the mullahs had hijacked the number of Pastor Zafar Bhatti, and the number they claimed that was used by Pastor Zafar Bhatti was also not the mobile number of Pastor Zafar Bhatti, but the mobile number of someone else, a co-worker of Pastor Zafar Bhatti, who has also died. So in 2012, Pastor Zafar Bhatti got arrested, but till 2017, they imprisoned him without any official punishment, without any court hearing. And only in 2017, there was a court hearing of Pastor Zafar Bhatti, and then the civil court in Islamabad, in Pindi, punished him off with lifelong imprisonment, which was of course unfair because Pastor Zafar Bhatti hadn't committed any blasphemy at all. And the lawyer of Pastor Zafar Bhatti appealed in the High Court, and the High Court, that is the civil court bill of Pindi belongs to the High Court in Lahore. So the appeal was placed in High Court Lahore, and the High Court Lahore was even more evil than the Pindi, the civil court in Pindi. The judge in the High Court Lahore ordered the civil court of Pindi to punish Pastor Zafar Bhatti with death, and death through hanging until death, plus 4 years of imprisonment and 15,000 Pakistani rupees as a fine. And all this without any proper verification of if the number has been hijacked or not, and without any verification of if there is any personal dispute between the mullah and Pastor Zafar Bhatti. And the reappeal that was answered only in the beginning of January 2022, that means this year, exactly on the 3rd of January. And all this is unfair. I cannot see a pastor hanging especially for not having done anything wrong. And if he would have killed someone, then I might not be raising my voice for him. If he would have done something really wrong, I would not be raising my voice for Pastor Zafar Bhatti. But Pastor Zafar Bhatti is innocent, and I ask all of you also to raise your voice for Pastor Zafar Bhatti in any way you can, and even if it is just sharing my message with other people, then I ask you also to please at least share this video link with someone that you think would be able to help, or just also to sign the petition. We have created a small petition for Pastor Zafar Bhatti's release. We ask the Pakistani Supreme Court and the International Human Rights Court in Strasbourg to set Pastor Zafar Bhatti free. Pastor Zafar Bhatti is also not only innocent, but also he is sick. He has problems with his heart. he has diabetes, he doesn't see well enough, and he has also a bad hearing, and he is already 58 years old. 58 years old is in Pakistan old. It's not like in the Western countries where the people with 58 are really, they see themselves as young. No, in Pakistan, according to Pakistani culture and the lifestyle of Pakistan, with 58 years, you are old. And when you have this kind of diagnosis, it's really, really old. So I don't want to see a pastor who is sick and old, and especially he's innocent. I don't want to see him hanging. And I don't want to see this kind of unnecessary blasphemy laws. And in the petition, we are asking also Pakistan to abolish blasphemy laws. So please make sure to sign the petition. With one signature of yours, you can help Pastor Zafar Bhatti to save his life, and you can help many people to come away from these blasphemy laws so that they can live peacefully in Pakistan. Because as long as there are these blasphemy laws, there are many Christians, Pakistani Christians, who are forced to run away from Pakistan and to come over to the Western countries and apply for asylum. But if Pakistani people can live peacefully in Pakistan, then they don't have any reason to run away and to come over to Western countries to apply for asylum. So please make sure to sign the petition and also forward the petition to few more people so that we can all together take a stand for a peaceful world and help save life of Pastor Zafar Bhatti. Thanks a lot.